Welcome back, everybody. I'm happy to welcome you to a few practices coming up that are known as practices of the subtle body. And many of the yoga practices that we practice, that many people practice, are practices of the physical body. And the physical body is connected to the subtle body. So you may notice that some of the asana practices affect the subtle body. So what is the subtle body? The subtle body is the aspect of the emotional and mental landscape of our human experience. So in yoga, there's an idea that we are living within the realm of three separate bodies that are joined together. So they're identified as separate just in name only, because actually they are all connected into one organism. So you have your physical body, the subtle body, and then the causal body, which is really the aspect of the person that it has its potential lying in wait, almost like the potential of a seed, say of a peach tree. In the seed, there is the potential of that tree entirely in that seed. But there's a lot of cultivation that has to take place for the tree to emerge, right, and grow. And so we have this aspect of ourselves of the very, very, very deep causal body, or the essential body, that is, in a sense, a place that we're trying to reach in our yoga practice. So we do it by way of the physical body, through our practices of breathing and movement. And the breathing brings us into the subtle body. The subtle body is, as I said, the realm of the emotions and the mind, thoughts, ideas. We know that we spend most of our time in the mental landscape. We're constantly fixating. We're constantly being followed around by a voice that's almost kind of nonstop talking. It's like somebody who's just jibber jabbering all the time, right? So yoga offers these many practices of meditation and breathing and different types of levels of concentration practices that reach into that subtle body aspect and try to bring a sense of equanimity, a sense of balance there. So today we're going to practice a couple of practices that bring us into that state. And one is very familiar. It is called the Brahmari Pranayama. The next one that we may practice over the course of a few videos is the practice of Pratyahara Meditation, where we withdraw a little bit from the senses. We become aware of our senses, of our five senses, and then we bring them a little bit more into an inward state. So let's begin first with chanting of Om. So come and rest comfortably into an erect spine. Let your head, neck, and trunk rest naturally, stacked on top of one another. And then when you're ready, close your eyes and take a couple of breaths. And then let's draw our palms together at the heart center in the Anjali Mudra. And we'll recite the chanting of Om to bring in a sense of equanimity and balance and humming. So let's inhale. Good. Just completing 3 breaths of Om. Just feel into the quiet softness that resonates after practicing the chant. Let's inhale and then exhale. Just bow your forehead in and then release the hands down and then open your eyes. Let's begin with practicing the humming bee breath, Brahmari Pranayama. So we'll practice first just with practicing Shanmukhi Mudra, and we'll practice some just general natural breaths. and then we'll move into the humming practice. All right, so let's go ahead and bring our hands into Shanmukhi Mudra. So placing the pinky finger under the lips, ring finger above the lips, your middle finger around the bridge of your nose, and then your index finger over your eyelids. Bring your thumbs to the flap of the ears, and let's close off 4 of the senses and inhale and exhale 3 times. Good. Now let's go ahead and close off the flap of the ears if you haven't done that already, and let's go ahead and create the sound of the humming bee. And we'll do 5 rounds. Inhale. When you've completed the 5 rounds, relax your hands down, keeping your eyes closed and your hands resting comfortably on the tops of your thighs. And come to a natural round of 2 breaths and just notice the quality of your mind, of your breath, if your observation of the senses is more clear. Good, and then when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Now, go ahead and gently switch the cross of your legs. And if you're in a chair, then you don't switch the cross of your legs. But if you are seated, switch the cross of your legs and come back to a nice and straight spine. So now we're going to move into the practice of Pratyahara. And Pratyahara is, if you remember from our studies on the 8 limbs of yoga, Pratyahara is the 5th limb or 5th stage of yoga from the Patanjali yoga system. So this is the stage of the practice where we have practiced asana, pranayama. We've also been working on our ethics and our morals, both in the world and with ourselves. And this stage of Pratyahara is where we transition from what are called the outer practices of yoga, where we're in the world and we're doing physical practices that you can see, where we begin to transition into what are called the subtle practices or the inward practices. They're known as sanyama. And so there are many stages as we move into that internal practice. So in this segment, I will take you through a sequence of a guided meditation. And in this meditation, the objective is to disengage the mind from any influence from the 5 senses. This will help us focus the mind inward, which will help us get into a deeper state of meditation. And this state of the mind, again, is called Pratyahara. And like I said, it's one of the 8 limbs of what's called Aṣtanga Yoga in Patanjali's Yoga Sutras. And I will guide you through a sequence wherein we will connect with each of the 5 senses one at a time and then disengage from it. All right, so sit in any comfortable seated position with the spine upright and vertical. Keep the eyes closed. Try to pull the neck up and root your tailbone and pelvis down so that your spine feels elongated. Try to maintain the head, neck, and trunk in a vertical alignment and make any adjustments to do so, that the spine and the body feel comfortable. Now relax the hands, arms, and shoulders, and relax the neck and relax the neck muscles. Soften and relax the facial muscles. And now begin to watch your breath as you inhale and exhale. And just observe the flow of breath at the tip of the nose without modifying any natural breathing rhythm. So now we will recite the sound of Om 3 times. So go ahead and inhale. Sense of touch. We'll begin by first making a connection with the sense of touch. Try to become aware of all the points of contact between the body and the floor. Also feel the slight heaviness of the body on the ground or wherever you're sitting. The body feels fully supported by the ground under us and is completely relaxed. Become aware of the contact between the hands and the body, wherever they are resting. Feel the gentle weight of the hands on the body. The hands feel relaxed. Let's become aware of the contact between the clothes and the skin, and maybe even the subtle weight of the clothes on the body. Finally, becoming aware of the contact between the surrounding air and the skin. Let's shift the awareness to the sense of smell. The sense of smell. Focus at the tip of the nose. We'll add a visualization in the mind. Imagine your most favorite smell. The smell of a food or a drink, or the smell of a flower or a fragrance, a smell that you truly enjoy. Try to bring an experience of that smell to the tip of the nose with each inhalation. Shifting the awareness next to the sense of taste. Bring your focus to the tip of the tongue. We'll add a similar visualization. Imagine your most favorite taste. The taste of any food or drink that you truly enjoy. Try to bring the experience of that taste to the tip of the tongue. Sense of sight. We'll shift the awareness next to the sense of sight. This time, imagine a physical object that you truly enjoy looking at. Pick an object that is the source of visual delight for you. Bring an image of that object to the back of your mind's eye in its full color, shape, and size. Just stay focused on the image for the next few breaths. And finally, we'll make a connection with the sense of hearing. We'll begin with a visualization. Imagine a sound that you truly enjoy listening to. It could be the sound of a loved one, sound of a musical note, or even the sound of the chirping of a bird. Try to bring an experience of that sound to your ears. Now slowly shift the awareness back to your breathing. The breath at this point is very soft and subtle. Since there is movement of breath, try to imagine the most imperceptible sound of your breathing. At this point, the mind is calm and the breath is very soft and gentle. In this state of mental peace and quiet, see if you can listen to your own heartbeat. If you can, stay tuned to the rhythm of the heartbeat for a few moments. Now gradually shift the hearing away from the body. Try to perceive any sounds from within the room. Slowly extend your hearing to outside the room and try to perceive sounds from outside the room. Continue to extend the hearing farther and farther away until you feel totally absorbed in the complete silence that lies at the end of all sound vibration. Total stillness. Gradually bring your awareness back to your breathing and focusing at the tip of the nose. Begin to watch the flow of breath as you inhale and exhale. As you inhale, feel the gentle cooling of the nostrils. And as you exhale, become aware of the gentle warmth of the outgoing breath. Just connecting with the quality and depth of each breath. The breath is gentle, soft, and subtle. It is so subtle that if you were to place the softest of feathers at the tip of the nose, it may not flutter. Shift the awareness now to the mind, and the mind seems very calm and peaceful, so peaceful that you may be able to go into deeper levels of consciousness. Try to become aware of the deepest core of your existence, a place which is perfectly still, always peaceful and joyful. Try to make a connection with this source of peace and joy. We'll conclude this Pratyahara meditation by reciting the sound of Om one time. Feel free to stay with this very peaceful feeling for as long as you wish.